Namaskaram to everyone, and welcome to the next session on Introduction to the Vishistadvaitic System of Vedanta. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Va Pranashchakshushrotramatho Balamindriyani Chaturvani Sarvam Brahmopanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuriyam Mama Brahma Nirakarota Nirakaranastu Anirakaranam Mestu Tadatmani Nirateya Upanishad Sudharmaha Te Mayi Santu Om Shanti 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 Smadguru Paramparaye Namaha. So in the previous session we had taken a brief look at the alternate means to liberation along with Bhakti Yoga, which is called Prapatti or Sharanagati or absolute self-surrender. We had seen a few characteristics of this particular specific means called Prapatti, which is a very important means established particularly in this system as a direct means to liberation. No other system has established it this way, and there are ample valid testimonies from Shruti, Smriti, and Agamas, all these, and also examples of people who have performed it for liberation in the Puranas, etc. So, based on all these pramanas, our acharyas in this lineage have established and have been practicing it for thousands of years, this particular means. And practically, one can see changes in the person who has actually performed this. You can see in many examples are there like that. So the basic requirement for this is one has to realize that one is utterly incapable of doing anything without the help of the Supreme Lord. So having absolute faith in the existence of the Supreme Lord, and He is the sole creator of the world. He is the one who puts us in this samsara based on our karma. He is the one who puts us in the samsara and takes us out of samsara. But we are the ones who have done the karma so that He will put us in here, and we have to do the karma so that He will take us out of here. So that is in our hands. And that is only a pretext for the Lord, because He is all capable, omniscient, omnipotent, and all these wonderful attributes Supreme Lord has. But in order to be impartial to all the Chetanas, He expects us to do some means, to adopt some means, and pray Him for liberation so that He can grant us. So that is the basic aspects of any means. Whatever benefit you want, you adopt some means, you perform it, and then you get the benefit. One important thing here is that there are two defects here that everyone has: identifying the body itself as the Atman and thinking that I am independent. These are the two causes of this samsara, which makes us think and act according to the body that we have. If we identify ourselves with the body and we do all actions according to the body which we have got, and for all the actions, the fruits have to be experienced by us. For that, we have to take bodies again and again and again. That is a cycle that is going on. One has to, and one can, and Shruti says one should put an end to this samsara, because this is full of grief only. Whatever happiness we experience here is all limited ultimately it ends in grief only. That I think everybody can experience that. Nobody is ever happy in this world. Always there is something which is above that, which one aspires to attain. Once we have some level of happiness, we want more and more happiness, more money, more comforts, things like that. It never ends. So we have to gain the reality, knowledge of reality. That is the most important thing that is required. Knowledge of reality. What is real? What is there in this world? Who am I? And all those things. And these are all taught to us by our acharyas. We cannot read a textbook and learn it. Now, all our acharyas are very clearly telling that one has to approach an acharya to get proper knowledge of realities. Because the Vedas themselves are very difficult to comprehend. And we need to understand the inner meanings of the Vedas without any contradiction, without any doubt. Properly, we have to resort to an acharya. That is the only way. And absolute faith is a must, of course, for anything. And so, with utter humility and having no other savior, if we surrender unto the Lord, He will definitely protect us. Whatever benefit we want, He will grant us. That is the essential nature of prapatti. And liberation is the aim of every system, every darshana. The aim is liberation only. It is different ways they are established in different darshanas. So in the system of Vishistadvaita, which is very as old as the Vedas, that means it is eternally there and established by many, many acharyas, earlier to Ramanuja also, but Bhagavad Ramanuja gave a proper shape and he wrote commentaries for the most important works, the Shrutis, the Brahma Sutras, and among the Smritis, the Bhagavad Gita. These are called Prasthanatraya. When we, by explaining these three without any contradiction, resolving all the apparent contradictions, establishing a proper system, giving importance to all the statements in the Vedas, not neglecting any part of it, so that the validity is fully protected. If we neglect a part of the Veda, then there will be a question, how will the other part be valid? How will you prove that the other part only is valid, this is not valid? Whereas Vedas are completely self-valid. There is no doubt about it. So this, taking this into consideration, Bhagavad Ramanuja interpreted all the Veda Vakyas, giving the primary sense and then resolving all the apparent contradictions. So that is the wonderful aspect of Vishistadvaita. And Prapatti, of course, is very old and it is required for every means. Whatever we want to do, we need to pray to the Lord. So any yaga, yajna, all the karmas or what is all this means, we are offering a harvest to a devata. The karma itself cannot give benefits, fruits. The karma is only a set of actions that we do. That itself cannot give fruits because it will be done and it will be over. And how does it is a set of actions, it is inert. It's not a sentient being. Only a sentient being who is pleased by the acts that we do can grant us the benefits. So every karma that is prescribed in the Vedas is having a particular deity also mentioned. And the ultimate reality is that Sriman Narayana is the inner self of all the deities and everything in this world. So he is the ultimate giver of all the fruits. So with that aspect in mind, when we perform the karmas, we get liberated. That is the philosophy of karma, how to perform. So this is the same way the prapatti, the Lord also prapatti is also one of the karmas that is established it's a mental act that we do. So Bhakti Yoga is also meditation. It is meditative knowledge. Prapatti is also like that. But Bhakti Yoga is a continuous meditative knowledge. Prapatti is done one time. There are many differences. We will look at it shortly. So in Prapatti, the main thing is that everyone is eligible for Prapatti. It is called Samanya Dharma. Anybody can surrender and then get the benefits with utmost faith. Even if one does not have complete knowledge, then also it's fine. One should realize that I have no other way to get the benefit that I have. And with absolute faith, one surrenders, one will get the results. That's what the Shruti says. So, though it is in the Vedas, it is Samanya Dharma. Everyone is eligible, not limited to the three Varnas. And it is found in the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, all the Upanishads, everywhere. I have just given a couple of examples. Vayamindra Tvayavaha Sakhitvam Arabhamahe. Tvayavaha means we are desirous of attaining only you. Tvameva Ichu. Your desire is attaining only you. We don't want anything else, no other benefit. And so we are surrendering unto you. Sakhitvam Arabhamahe. Tomasmakam Tavasmasi. The mutual relationship is established. It is not a mutual relationship, mutual dependence. It is not. We are dependent on him. He is not dependent on us. But he belongs to us as our master, our father, our every kind of relation is told in the Vedas with respect to the Supreme and the sentient being. Bhuishtante Namavuktim Vidhema. Namaha itself says Sharanagati. It's all established in various works very clearly in great detail. And the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which belongs to the Krishna Yajurveda branch, it says Sarvasya Sharanam Suhrut. Sharanam means. He is a means to attain him. And he is very favorably disposed towards everyone. Sarvasya means everyone, without any distinction of caste, creed, or anything like that. Mumukshur vai sharanamaham prapadye. Mumukshu means desirous of liberation. Moksham ichuhu. Sharanamaham prapadye. I choose you as the means to attain, and then I surrender unto you, is the meaning. Bhagavan itself is the means for a prapanna. When prapatti we don't resort to bhakti yoga as the means. A bhakti yogi says, I am going to meditate for thousands of years if required. I have the capability, I have the knowledge, I have the eligibility. I will meditate for as long as required, and I will please you with my meditation, loving meditation. And then, if you are pleased, you give me liberation. Liberate me from this world. Whereas Prapanna says, I have no capability, no knowledge. I don't have the eligibility also. But I have firm faith that you are the Savior. And I have no other means. I know very clearly. And I'll be favorable to you. I'll not do anything that is prohibited in the Shastras. With all this in mind, one offers oneself to the Lord. That is called prapatti. That will give any benefit one wants. So even in the Mundakopanishad it is told, Pranamo dhanuho sharohi atma brahmatal lakshya muchyate. It is like the self is like an arrow who is placed on the bow, which is pranava. And then Brahman is the goal, the aim. It has to be aimed perfectly to go and reach Brahman. That means with the pronunciation of pranava, one has to offer oneself to the Lord, is the inner meaning of that. That is nothing but prapatti. And it is also one among the Brahma Vidyas. It is a Brahma Vidya. Prapatti is Brahma Vidya. It is established in various commentaries in this lineage. In the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, it is established. Bhakti Yoga has, on the contrary, several prerequisites. Eligibility to study the Vedas, capability to understand the Upanishads and Brahma Vidyas, extremely difficult. You have to spend thousands, hundreds, thousands of years serving acharyas to learn this Brahma Vidya, and capacity to practice Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Upasana, intense meditation for as long as needed, willingness to wait for the fruits, as it may take several births also. If one has all these requisites, one is eligible to do Bhakti Yoga. So, not many today have even one of them or two of them. If you don't have one or two or three or four, all these, now all the disqualification for Bhakti Yoga becomes qualification for Prapatti. That is the beauty of Prapatti. Prapatti is the answer for anyone who is not is disqualified for any of these. It can be performed by anyone, irrespective of caste, creed, gender, knowledge, etc. It is the only means for those incapable of Bhakti Yoga. It is the only alternate means. Bhakti Yoga, 32 types which are told, all are Bhakti Yogas only. One of them is Prapatti. So all the 31 are intensive meditation only, whereas Prapatti is a very different kind of means for liberation, which is also told in the Upanishads. So there is no expectation that one should have comprehensive knowledge of Shastras, Brahma Vidyas, etc. It's not needed. No need for Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga. It can be used for any benefit, and that includes liberation also. One who has performed Prapatti will be liberated at the end of the current birth, or depending on the intensity of desire, immediately also. And it can be performed through an acharya also. One doesn't have the capability, one can do through an acharya. That is what is seen most commonly in our lineage here. And the various accessories is definitive understanding that one has no other means to attain liberation. There is no one who can save us except Sriman Narayana. This is called Akinchanya or Ananyagatitva. Firm belief that Lord will grant us liberation. It's called Mahavishwasa. It's called extreme faith is required. Very, very important. This is. There is also comparative degree in faith itself. When we know somebody casually, we don't have complete faith in that person. When we know that person, we have moved with him, etc. For 5 years, 10 years, our faith, belief becomes much more. For a long time means it will be very high. So there is a degree of faith that we see. This Mahavishwasa is extreme faith we should have. That is very important. Praying to Lord to protect us from this samsara. It's called Goptrutva Varana. If you don't pray, he will not give. One has to pray. Without praying, without asking, he will not give the fruits. Then people can blame Bhagavan that, why did you give me? I did not want this. So Bhagavan doesn't have any defect of any kind. And firm resolve to follow the Shastra. It's called Anukulya Sankalpa. Giving up everything prohibited by Shastra, Pratikulya, Varjana, surrendering our own self to him for protection. It's called Atma Samarpana. So these are all the accessories, and at the time of performing Prapatti, these are required. It is a one-time act. At that time, all these accessories, along with these accessories, one has to perform Prapatti. And it has come down traditionally the lineage of acharyas in this Vishistadvaitic Sampradaya, and it has been being performed for a long time. So the difference between the two, I just made a few comparisons. Deep knowledge of Shastra related to Karma, Jnana and Bhakti Yoga, etc. needed for Bhakti Yoga. Knowledge of the ever-existing relation between Jivatma and Ishvara, that we are utterly subservient to him. capability to practice what is told in the Shastra, incapability to follow Shastra for practicing Bhakti Yoga, eligibility for those born in three Varnas, eligibility for all without any distinction, necessary to realize self before moving on to Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga needs Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, where one realizes one's own nature. That itself is most difficult, whereas no specific prerequisite for Prapatti. Should be willing to wait for perfection for many births. Should be desperate to get liberation. I don't want to wait for many births, and I cannot do all these things. So you yourself have to give me the fruit. We have to request, pray to the Lord. Bhakti Yoga needs to be practiced every day, entire life, for as many births may come. Prapatti is done only once for liberation. Bhakti Yoga needs practice of Ashtanga Yoga, etc. This does not need any such accessory. It is not definite when Bhakti Yoga gets perfected. It may take long time and several births. Fruits may be realized immediately in Prapatti or at the end of current birth based on the intensity of desire. So this is just a few points comparing Bhakti Yoga and Prapatti, which very clearly tell that Prapatti is the means, has all good elements compared to Bhakti Yoga. And today, for everyone, this is the most suitable means for liberation. So I just put the same thing here, Anukulyasa Sankalpaha, as told in, these are all told in various works. When one realizes one is subservient to the God, one would resolve to be favorable to him. Pratikulyasya Varjanam. At the same time, one would give up what is prohibited as per Shastras. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. Firm belief that he will protect us. Goptratva Varanam. Requesting God to protect us. If it is not expressed, God will not save us. He expects us to pray him. Karpanyam. Fully realizing that we have no other means to save ourselves. With all these accessories, we have to offer ourselves to him for protection. Atma Samarpanam. This is the essence of Prapatti. So here the ingredients, main ingredients are called Swarupa Samarpana. Swarupa means the nature of the self. The nature of the self is consciousness. So the individual is a substance. So we are offering that substance to him. It's a mental act. Offering that substance to him because it belongs to him, subservient to him. I am not independent. I am your servant. We have to have an idea. And I am your property. You are the master. You are the owner of everything. So with this kind of understanding should be there. So one has to give up the idea that one is independent. Offer the self who belongs to Lord to him. Why should we again offer? Because anyway we belong to him means we have for a long time taken that for our own use. We are thinking I am independent. I am a self-made person, we say. I am independent. I can do anything. I did this. I did that. I did that. We say, I am capable of doing this. I can do anything. These are all very commonly experienced things. This thought has to go. That is nothing but offering ourselves to him. This thought has to completely go. That is known as Swarupa Samarpana. I don't belong to me. Whatever belongs to me is also not mine. All are included in that. And then Bhara Samarpana. One should realize that one is utterly helpless, cannot protect self. We say, I can protect you, don't worry, to somebody else. We can't protect ourselves. Where we will protect others? So this is a firm understanding required. With that, we offer the burden of protection to the Lord. You are responsible for protecting your own. The main concept of Vishistadvaita is Sharira Atma Bhava, body-soul relationship. Everything is like a body to the Paramatman. Body means not like hand, leg and all that. Three relationships always exist. That is Adhara Adheya Bhava. Niyamaka Niyamya Bhava, Sheshi Shesha Bhava. God is the supporter, and we are supported. He is the Adhara Adheya Bhava. He is a controller, we are the controlled. Niyamaka, Niyamya Bhava. He is a master, we are the servants. Sheshi, Shesha Bhava. These three relationships between two things, when it exists in all states, then it's called Shariratma Bhava. One who supports, one who controls, one who is the master is the self, Atman. One who is controlled, supported, and subservient is the body. That is how we call our body also as body. Say my Sharira, my body. Because this body is controlled by the Atma inside. The same self who is inside the body is the one who is controlling the body. Body is inert. Our hand, our eye, and etc. All these, the body is inert matter. It cannot do things by itself. Our hand cannot raise up by itself. The inner self who thinks, I want to raise my hand, then only it will raise up. He can control. And if the person leaves the body, we say it is dead body. The body will fall. And the body is meant for the purpose of the self inside. The self uses the body for its purpose, either good or bad. When we realize that we have to use it for the right purpose, we put the body for the right purpose. The same body and sense organs can be put to the wrong usage or right usage. It is in our hands. And the Supreme Lord has given us that freedom to use it in the right way. He has shown us the Shastra, which says what should we do, what should not do. And he has shown us the means to protect ourselves and escape from the samsara. All these are given. So this protection, burden of protection, we are utterly helpless and we have to offer the burden of protection to the Supreme Lord. That is called Bhara Samarpana. That is what is called protection, goes up to getting liberated. Not only here, till escaping the samsara itself, he will protect us. And after that also forever. Phala Samarpana. The fruits of protection are not ours, but belongs to the Paramatma. Because we are servants. We cannot decide what I want. The master, we have to please the master. That is the objective of a servant. Servant doesn't do for himself or herself. That to do to please the master only. The master is happy, then we are happy. So everything we do is for Supreme Lord's happiness, to please him only. If he is happy, that then we are also happy that he has accepted our services favorably. So that is Jivatman is to essential nature of the Jivatman is to offer every kind of service to the Lord. Making him happy is the essential nature of Jivatman. That is called Sheshatva. Sheshaha Pararthatvat. Jaimini says in the Sutra, Puramimamsa Sutra. That is extended with more complete definition by Bhagavad Ramanuja. So these are the three ingredients of Prapatti. And having performed Prapatti, I need not worry about any other means to attain moksha. Once I have done, it is guaranteed with utmost faith. It is guaranteed. We don't have to do anything else for attaining moksha. This is what Krishna meant when he taught Arjuna, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja, Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami, Ma Shuchaha, Sarva Papebhyo, all your sins I will get rid of you means it is for liberation. This can be used up to liberation. This shloka means for everything. Here Sarva Dharman means whatever one who is desirous of getting liberated, what are the means for him? Dharma means it's a means. What are the means to get liberation? Bhakti Yoga and Prapatti. So Sarva Dharma means Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. You give up. You understand that you are not capable of doing that and surrender unto me. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. And I will get rid of all your sins which are obstructing liberation. And after having surrendered your burden of protection to me, you don't have to grieve at all. Ma shuchaha. With respect to whether I will get liberation or not. Not that one who has done prapatti also gets all kind of grief here. How can we say that ma shuchaha, what is the meaning and all that? It is with respect to have I done any means to attain liberation? Do I have to do? I cannot do. So you don't have to grieve all that. You already done if you have surrendered. With respect to getting liberation, you should have no shoka after that. You don't have the burden of protection in your hands. You are offered to me. So don't grieve in that with respect to that whether you will get liberation or not, you should not worry. So that is the meaning of that. And that is all explained very detailed in all the various works. Prapati is a very, very intricate means, very, very intricate means, and very difficult to understand all the aspects of prapati, not very easy. We get lots of doubts, apparent doubts, and lot of things we have to understand more clearly. Our acharyas have cleared all the works. Several works have been written to establish that prapati or self-surrender is a direct means to liberation in this lineage. Especially Vedanta Deshika has written so many wonderful works establishing the validity of prapati as an independent means to liberation, as told and practiced by Bhagavad Ramanuja and also our other Purvacharyas, earlier Acharyas. So that is here what I am telling is a very, very brief introduction. It itself is a huge topic. There are many, many works written on this. So we will not go into so much detail, but I have given a brief idea about what is this means and what are the ingredients, how does it compare with Bhakti Yoga, etc. Now when we perform this Bhakti Yoga or Prapati, we get liberation, is told in the Shastra. So in order to get liberation, what has to happen mainly is all the karmas that you have accumulated have to get expired. Before that, one cannot get liberation. So that concept of karma is something very important for us to understand. Theory of karma, that we have to understand. What is karma? Many people, if I ask what is karma, they are not able to explain what is karma. We say punya, papa, karma, and all those things we use very commonly in our daily life. But what is this karma? What is punya? What is papa? We have to understand very clearly. It's a general term. Karma has many meanings. One is that it is also a yaga or yajna or something like that, a dharma, a set of acts that we do to please the deity. We offer havis and all that. But the karma that we are discussing here is the word term that is used to denote punya and papa. It is a fruit of the karma only, dharma. That is, when we do certain acts, as told in the Shruti, we accumulate certain benefits. It can be good or bad. If we do wrongly or if we go against the Shastra, we accumulate wrong benefits, papas, sins. If we do properly, we accumulate punya. So, what is this accumulated punya, papa? Where is it? Where am I carrying it? Is all a question we have to understand very clearly. So the karma is all prescribed in the Shastra. Every karma that is prescribed has fruits. That is the various means. Yagas, yajnas, and all those things. They all have certain fruits mentioned. There are certain karmas like nitya naimitika karmas, daily and occasional duties that are ordained, which doesn't have any benefit. Some of them also have certain benefits, of course, but mostly they are without any benefit, which has to be done only as a command, as it is ordained in the Shastra. But many other karmas called kamya karmas, they all come along with the fruits, which is mentioned in the karma. Jyotishtomena sarga kamo jeta One who is desirous of attaining Swarga, going and experiencing for some time in a particular Swarga, in a heaven, has to perform the Jyotishthoma Yaga. Karirya Vrishtika Moijeta. One who desires that rain should come, he has to do Karirya Yaga, it is told. So these are all told in the Vedas. So karmas are means told in the Vedas, and they are of the nature of vidhi and nishedha. You have to do this, don't have to do, should not do it. Do this, don't do this. Satyam vada, nanritam vadet. You have to tell the truth, you should not tell lies. So it tells what should not be done, what should be done. It's two forms, vidhi and nishedha, it is called. Whenever we do any karma, we take a sankalpa, we take a resolve that I am doing this karma for this purpose. Has to be there in every karma. That is the procedure as prescribed in the Shastra. One who is eligible to do a particular karma, when you start the karma, I will say, I am doing this karma for this particular purpose. So that purpose is stored along with the karma. It indicates what purpose we are doing it. The same karma can be performed for the benefit specifically told in the karma, like Swarga in a Jyotishtoma Yaga, or one can perform Jyotishtoma Yaga as a form of worship of the Lord without any desire in the Swarga. I don't want Swarga, but I am doing this Yaga only as a worship of the Lord. So it's pleasing the Lord, that's all. I have no other purpose in mind. So when we take a resolve before doing a karma, we do a sankalpa that I am doing for this purpose. Bhagavat Prityartham. One who is desirous of liberation should do everything only Bhagavat Prityartham. In Bhagavad Gita, it is wonderfully told, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. Bahushakaha anantascha buddhayaha avyavasayinam. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi means one who has a firm belief that he is only after liberation. For him, Eka, it is told only one. His resolve is only one, because whatever he does for the purpose of liberation only, nothing else. That means to please the Lord. Nothing else he wants. Avyavasayinam buddhihi bhushakaha anantaha. Those who are interested in all other kinds of fruit, there are thousands of yagas, yajnas told in the Veda, they do all those things and accumulate all those benefits and they enjoy and all those things, and they will be here only in samsara like that. So the resolve or the sankalpa is the most important aspect of karma. Whenever we do any karma, if we take a resolve that this is why I am doing, and that with that in mind only we should perform the karma, not with. So one who is desirous of liberation will do only all for pleasing the Lord. Bhagavat Prityartham, Sriman Narayana Prityartham, like that we say. So that is what, when we do with any other desire, we accumulate punya, the good. The yaga, yajnas are all Torah, all dharmas only in the Veda. So we can accumulate punya. If we do prohibited karmas, we accumulate papa. So this is the first thing that we have to understand. If you do karma with a desire in the fruit that is told in the karma, we accumulate punya, which will help me to experience that fruit sometime. If we do prohibited acts, we accumulate papa. That there is no resolve, we just do it. We tell lies, not with a resolve, but maybe knowingly we can tell lies. So what is this punya and papa? We have to understand. It is nothing but Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana's anugraha, grace. It is his sankalpa jnana. It is there in his knowledge. Sriman Narayana is the fruit. He is the giver of the fruit for all the karmas ultimately. So Krishna says very clearly all this in Bhagavad Gita. Those who worship other gods are also, they worship me only, but avidhi purvakam means not understanding the real truths that are taught in the Shastra. That means the truth is, I am the inner self of every deity and everyone. And through that deity, I am only giving the fruit. Whether they know it or not, I am the one who is giving the fruit. If they knowingly perform, then I will be pleased. Without knowing they perform, they get limited benefits that are given by those deities because the deities have got limited powers given by the Lord. Supreme Lord has unlimited powers. So this is all told in Bhagavad Gita very clearly. So when we perform the Vedic karmas prescribed for our eligibility, of course, not anything. That is, a grihastha cannot do a sannyasi karma because it is told in the Veda, I am doing. That is not possible. What is our eligibility? Only that. Our varnashrama only we can do when we follow the Vedas. So with a desire in fruits, Bhagavan will take a resolve that he will grant us the fruits. That is the punya, the good things that are told in the Veda. When we transgress the Shastra, he will take a resolve to punish us. That is called papa. So based on what is the degree of transgression, the papa will also vary. Similarly, for the punya karmas also, the dharmas that are told in the Veda, different kinds of fruits are. One may want to perform Ayushya Homa for increasing the life, or somebody for Arogya or health or whatever it is. Those things are all. If I perform only with that in mind, the Lord will take a resolve. Okay, he has done a good work. I am giving him this fruit. So that fruit will come sometime. We don't know when. We have to experience that. So, Punya and Papa are essentially Bhagavan's Sankalpa Jnana, which is in his Jnana. It is not some material which we are carrying on our head or something like that. It is not some substance or material. It is the resolves of the Lord, positive or negative, to do Punya or Papa. I will punish him or I will give him with some good benefits. This is what it is, Punya and Papa. This the Lord makes for every act of every individual in this world that we are doing. So we have been accumulating this punya and papa from beginningless time. I don't know how many things we have done, how many lives we have taken, how many births, how many karmas we have done, how many times we have transgressed because we are still in this samsara. And we have to experience these punyas and papas. One has to experience the consequence of one's own acts. There is no escaping. Each karma gives fruits at a specified time, which we cannot know. Krishna says in Gita, Karmano Gahana Karmano Gatihi. Nobody can know, Arjuna, when a karma will give fruit. So, in the world, many people will argue, I have been doing all good things, but I am getting all bad results. I am always under grief, but I am doing all good things. Somebody says, I have not done anything good, I have done all bad things, but I am enjoying life. I have all good things that are coming again and again. So, how do you explain this? Means all the good experiences are because some good acts done some time back earlier. That is coming now. But the bad things that we are doing now, it will come sometime without fail. That we will have to experience later. When we understand this, that is the reality that one cannot escape the consequence of one's own action. That is very, very true. And so this kind of logic does not work. Shastra is very clearly, it is told. We can see in experience also. So whenever the karmas will keep getting ripe and come to a state when they give fruits, and we have to experience that. In order to experience the punyas and papas which are ripe, Bhagavan gives us a suitable body, sense organs, etc. So after one birth, the next birth, whatever other karmas are waiting to give fruits, according to that, one will get a body and sense organs. They will undergo again, they will again. So this is how the cycle of birth and death is going on. This is the concept of karma. One has to understand. So I just put a simple diagram. Different kinds of karmas are there, classified way. When we see this is called one sanchita karma, means accumulated but not started to give fruit. We have a lot of backlog waiting to give fruit but not started to give fruit. That is called sanchita karma. Prarabdha karma is that which has started to give fruit. And in this prarabdha karma which has started to give fruit, a part of it we are experiencing in this body, the current body now, responsible for current body. The remaining part will give more births to us, responsible for future bodies. By the time all this happens, some more karmas will come to prarabdha. Again, we have to experience that. Again, sanchita will move to prarabdha. Like that, it will keep happening. And apart from this, the agami karma that we are going to accumulate from now on, from this instant, we are going to do a lot of work. And in that, we knowingly do certain wrong things or good things, and unknowingly do certain good things and wrong things. For a prapanna or a bhakti yogi, the what happens with respect to all these things is what we have to understand. How we get liberation from these. All the karmas have to come to nil at some time. Only then we can get liberated. If karmas are still left out, we have to experience it. So in the agami karmas from now on, some things we knowingly do, some things we do without our knowledge, called pramadika karmas. These are called buddhi purvaka. I know I am doing something wrong, but I still do it. Sometimes I have done some good thing without my knowledge, or bad thing also without my knowledge. Knowingly we do good and bad things. This is from now on. But earlier what we have done, sanchita and prarabdha, two categories are there. Prarabdha is which has started to give fruit already. It is like an arrow which has left the bow, which cannot be taken back. It can give. Current body is part of it we are experiencing, many more bodies to come. So in this, all of them, we have to handle, we have to take care if we have to get liberated. So what happens for a bhakti yogi and prapatti with respect to these categories of karmas? The sanchita karma is destroyed completely for both of them. So one part of the diagram is gone. Once we start bhakti yoga, sanchita karma will fully get destroyed. Destroyed means what? It is not a material to burn or something like that. Bhagavan will take a resolve that for all the other karmas which have not started giving to fruit, I will nullify that to this particular individual. He will take a resolve. When we start bhakti yoga or when we do prapatti, Lord will take a resolve. I will no more give him the benefits of this, fruits of this, whether good or bad. So that is nullified in one instant. Then prarabdha karma for a bhakti yogi has to be fully experienced. That means for the current life he is already experiencing, future births also may come. That also has to be experienced for a bhakti yogi. For a prapanna, prarabdha karma for the current body only to be experienced. This is what the Shastra says very clearly. The future births will not be there. Next, we will not take birth again in this world. That is what Shastra says. And if we have firm belief in the Shastra, we have to believe that and we have to have firm faith in that. That is very well established in great detail in our works. And the agami karma, that which is going to come, now these two has been taken care. Now agami karma, what happens to what I do from now on? Knowingly I may do good or bad things. Knowingly, a bhakti yogi or a prapanna will not knowingly do karmas to accumulate punyas. That means when I have done prapatti, I will not go and do Jyotishtoma Yaga to get Swarga because I have got the ultimate benefit, liberation. For that I have already done the means. Why will I look at some meager benefit here? I will not do that. A bhakti yogi also will not do any of those kami karmas. Even if one does kami karma, a bhakti yogi or a prapanna, he will do it as a worship of the Lord. Everything that you do in the worship of a Lord. That's all. I am just worshipping the Lord through this karma, not for any other benefit. That kind of a resolve comes in a prapanna or a bhakti yoga. So that is not being considered serious in this case. Knowingly done, papas can be there, sins can be there. For that, one can do prayashchittas. Sins done knowingly have to be experienced or eliminated through prayashchittas. They have to be expiated. That means there are many prayashchittas told in the Vedas for different sins. Or one of the prayashchittas, the most powerful prayashchitta is also prapatti. Again, surrender to the Lord and say, I am knowingly done all those things, please forgive me. With all the 5 angas that is told, without Atma Samarpana. Atma Samarpana is done only once. A substance is given to somebody for protection. We cannot take it back. So once we have offered ourselves to the Lord, we can't, no question of taking back. But after that, we have done knowingly some sins. We can request for pardon. We can pray for pardon to the Lord that please pardon me. Knowingly I have done this. That is called prayaschitta prapatti, which is done later on. So, or he will punish us for that. One has to experience it, punishes. Apart from this, the prarabdha karmas have to be experienced in this body. So, after doing prapatti also, one may get grief, one may get happiness in this world. We have to clearly understand it is because of the prarabdha karma. It is getting expiated, expired, and which one should be happy if I get certain grief or if I get happiness or benefit, whatever comes, it is due to prarabdha karma. If I have not knowingly done something bad, then I have to do prayaschitta, I have to pardon, request pardon from the Lord. Or any other thing is due to our prarabdha karma. We should feel happy that it is getting spent and we are nearing liberation. That is what our acharyas clearly have established in the works, that this is the ultimate truth with respect to karma. And it is something which is very, very important for us to understand in order to lead a proper life. If we understand the concept of karma very clearly, we can lead a proper life, a happy life here, satisfied life, and without any stress or anything. We understand the reality. So the understanding of the reality is why so important when we understand. So the karma siddhanta is nothing but this is the karma siddhanta. I just put a few slides, just 3-4 slides, explaining briefly the concept of karmas. All these are supported by Brahma Sutras, Vedanta, Shruti Vakyas, Upanishads, and everything. Very clearly, Upanishad says. And Brahma Sutra itself, Badarayana has established Uttara Purva Ghayoho Ashlesha Vinasho. Taddarshanat, Uttara Purvagha. Uttaragha means after performing the means. Purvagha means sins done before. That sin includes the punya, papa, everything. For a person who is after liberation, even if I accumulated punya earlier in my earlier births, it is like papa only because that is also obstructing me from attaining liberation. I don't want. I want that also to be cancelled. So we request the Lord in that way. So he will get rid of all those things for us and we don't have to worry at all. So these are all sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami, the meaning of all that. They are all explained in great detail in the works. So Bhagavad Gita is a very wonderful work which clearly explains to us many of these things with respect to karma and all those things. Very, very detailed way, very clearly. So all these are supported by Vedic statements, Shruti, Smriti, Pramanas, and all that. I have not taken all those things here because this is a very introductory course, brief course. And so I have just given the essential points only here. So next, the last topic that is left in this course is the nature of liberation, Moksha Swarup. So we went through all the nature of realities and then the nature of the means, Tattva, Hita we have covered. And Purushartha is what we are going to see now, Moksha Swarupa, Purushartha. So this is a very important part, Tattva, Hita, Purushartha, three things. The nature of reality, nature of matter, nature of Jivatman, nature of Paramatman, we went through. And the nature of means, Bhakti Yoga, Prapatti, and then the concept of karma and other things little bit we understood. Now the nature of the liberation, Moksha Swarupa. This is where a lot of everything, of course, the different masters have established in different ways based on their own experiences and all that. And so the fundamental question about this is asked by in the Kathopanishad, the story of Nachiketas and Yamadharmaraja. Many of you would have heard that. So Nachiketas goes to Yama and then he gives him 3 boons. The third boon that he asks, Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye asti ityeke nayam asti iti cheke. Etadvijnam anushishtastvayaham paranamesha varastritiyah. He says, when a person dies and goes, the ultimate, the last body he lives. That is for a prapanna, the body in which he has done the prapatti. For a bhakti yogi, the last body out, the prarabdha karma ends, whatever it is. Yayam prete, when one dies, vichikitsa manushe. People are doubting. Vichikitsa means sandeha, doubt. Asti ityeke, nayam asti iti cheke. Some say it is there, some say it is not there. Means, what is nature of liberation? I want to know. Some people say liberation is nothing. You won't exist. That's all. That is liberation. Some people say you will become like a stone. That is liberation. Some people say you will be without any experience. No happiness, no grief, nothing. You will be in your own self. That's all. That is liberation. Like this, there are many, many views on liberation. I want to know the real nature of liberation. He asks. Then Yamadharma Raja teaches him the nature of liberation in Kathopanishad. So that is the moksha swarupa, that which is the ultimate goal of the Jivatman, which is attaining the Paramatman only. This is as per the Vedantic systems. Vedantic systems. Why I am telling is there are many other systems which are not believing in Brahman itself. The Sankhyas don't have any Brahman. Paramatman itself is not there. They have only two realities, Prakriti and Purusha. That's all. There is no Parabrahma for Sankhyas. And then for Purvamimamsakas also, they don't believe in Parabrahma. Only Devatas. And karma is only everything. Karma only gives fruit. They say karma does not give fruit. Karma is only a set of acts. When I do Jyotishtoma Yaga or do Agnishtoma, whatever it is a set of acts that I do and perform certain offers, some havis, this, that, and all that, offerings to the deity and all that. That is over. That all set of actions, that's all, nothing else. That cannot give benefit to us. Some deity, a sentient person who is pleased by that act only can give benefit. So everything, for giving benefit, there has to be a sentient being behind that. And the ultimate person who gives for all the karmas benefit is the Supreme Lord, is established in the Shruti. So karma itself cannot give benefits. The deity who is pleased by the karma only will give the benefit. So that is something very fundamental. And so those who believe in Parabrahman only have this. The Shruti is very clearly telling Parabrahman is there. He is the Lord. He is the Brahma Sutra, Badarayana establishes Phalamata Upapatte. All the fruits are given by Bhagavan only. That is only reasonably established in the Shrutis. He declares very clearly. So the ultimate goal of any Jivatman here is to attain that Paramatman. That is the ultimate goal. Who is the giver of all fruits? And the enjoyment of that Bhagavan, Paramatman, and doing all kinds of service, loving service, is the ultimate benefit. That is the Parama Purushartha, it is told. All jivas are subservient to the Paramatman. Patim Vishwasya Atmeshwaragam. Patim Vishwasya, Upanishad says. There are thousands of statements like that. There exists the relation of master-slave between Paramatman and jivas. Hence, by very nature, the duty of jiva is to perform service at the feet of the Lord. In order to reach that stage of realization, Prakriti is an obstruction and it has to be got rid of. Bhakti Yoga and Prapatti are the sadhana that help jivas to get rid of this veil of Prakriti by invoking the divine grace. So, the veil of Prakriti, why are we getting connection with this body, Prakriti? In order to experience the fruits, punya and papa. And punya and papa are the result of karmas we have done. And so experiencing that, how do we experience that? We need body and sense organs and all that to experience that. So we have got all these bodies and all that. We have to get rid of the body. When the karmas become zero, the body connection also goes off permanently. then we will be liberated. So that state is called the state of liberation in our real original state, natural original state. That we will talk about it in the next class since we have come to the end of this session. With that, today I conclude today's session by offering my pranams to all of you and leave the class open for any questions.
Dear Swami, I have a question.
Tell me.
We talked about karma
Hmm.
related to, I mean, in general. With regard to prapatti, how do we understand the individual vasanas? How are they cleared?
All our vasana is nothing but part of the sanchita, prarabdha, and all that I told you. Vasana is also part of that only. Vasana is nothing but the reminiscent impressions created in our knowledge because of the karmas that we have done earlier. If I do the same act 100 times, the 100th first time also, I will feel like doing the same thing again. We will be automatically pulled to do that again. That is because there will be an impression in our mind, in our jnana, and that will pull us in that direction. And one has to put effort to control that. That is abhyasa, repeated practice, only it is possible. So if I say I am going to follow what is in the Shastra, it is not that easy. We have to practice it slowly. After many times, we will be able to perfect it. We can overcome the pull of the vasana, can be overcome. And the Lord also will help us if we surrender unto Him and pray to Him. He will help us to overcome that also.
Adiyan Dasoham Sadiyan. Timothy Ramanujaya Namaha. Adiyan, I have a question. Kshamiknadiyan, this has been discussed before. For those who do not have access to an acharya because they are living in a different country or because of family situations, can prapatti be done by someone without going through an acharya? Adiyan.
Without going to an acharya today, it's almost impossible. No one has that kind of capability to do, and it also has to be taught by an acharya to somebody or to perform, how to perform. There is a proper sankalpa and all that and all those things. And it is not that easy, not easy at all. So you have to go through somebody. And if you have somebody on whom you have absolute faith, you can ask that person to approach an acharya and do prapatti for you. That is also possible. That is also possible.
Adiyan has had Samashrayanam through Chinajir Swami Adiyan. But my sisters and sister-in-laws are all trying in their own way. Due to
It
family.
has to be done through an acharya.
Through acharya. Adiyan. Dasoham Sadiyan. Adiyan.
Yeah.
Namaskaram. I have a question regarding the Bhakti Yoga. So for people who are following Bhakti Yoga, they may take several births, as I understand, until the Prarabdha karma is over. But also, is it as they the extra karma that they accumulate during these births, they will also have to keep experiencing the fruits of them, or is it only
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is what the agami karmas I have put on separate block, no?
Yeah. So the Agamika karmas also they'll have to keep experiencing the fruits of the Agamika as well as the Prarabdha.
Yeah, agami karmas, knowingly one should not do wrong. Knowingly one does wrong, then one has to experience or do prayaschitta to get rid of that fruits. Yeah.
That is why it can go forever then. Yeah.
That's correct. Aga and unknowingly done will be pardoned. That will not affect a prapanna or a bhakti yogi.
Okay. Dhanyavad.
Swami, according to previous karma, we get the present birth.
According to? Yeah, I didn't understand.
According to previous karma of our previous birth, we get our present birth.
Yes.
So our So what will become I in future?
Yeah.
Is it constant?
Not constant, because which karma will get ripened at the end of our birth, this birth, and which is the karma which is waiting to give fruits. If that is something that we have done with some very bad act somewhere, and something very bad is going to happen, we may get some lower body also, lower births also. We can't say at all. That is why it is important. That is why Prapanna say that I don't want another birth, because I don't know whether I am going to become what I am going to become in the next birth. There is no idea at all. We can't predict.
Actually, I am not asking about next birth. Actually, what I will exact do in future, that is constant from our birth.
Constant,
Like,
it is not constant, means it has already started giving fruits. We don't know. In this birth also what we are going to get, we don't know. Future births, what we are going to get, we don't know. What is constant, I didn't understand.
constant means Purva Nirdharit.
No, the Purva Nirdharita means to some extent, yes, because already Prarabdha karmas are there for many births, no? So it is more or less kind of decided. Whatever karmas are going to come, the Bhagavan knows, but we can't know. Bhagavan will know, but we cannot know. What is the next birth that I am going to get? We cannot know. Though it is decided, it may be decided because many births, Prarabdha karma would have started for many births already. That
Yes,
which karma will come when, it's very difficult to predict. We can't predict that.
Swami.
Yeah.
But it has my some personal experience. I want to do some better, but it can't be. But I
You want,
cannot do that.
that
But
is all,
I have
all due to Prarabdha karmas only.
So this prarabdha karma is not only one life, this life which I am having.
Yeah.
But
Many more births also it may be there.
Oh, because I always thought prarabdha karma is only what I am having in this
No.
life, and agami karma is that what will I get in next birth.
No, not like that. Agami karma is from now on what I am going to do. And Prarabdha karma is already started giving fruits. That may be that may take us many births also to expiate completely, to spend it fully. Like Jadavarta's instance, if you see in Vishnu Purana and Bhagavata and all is there, Jadavarta, he was a bhakti yogi, and he became a deer in between, and then he became a Brahmin. Again, he got liberated. So that birth came, but he had the memory of the previous because he was doing a bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is very powerful. One is doing bhakti yoga, it will make him continue further. It will not leave him because it is such a powerful means. So, because of the power of bhakti yoga, he got back and then he continued the next birth. And he also had the remembrance of previous birth and all that. So that is how it is.
So all three births of Bharat Maharaj, they all belong to prarabdha karma. Bharat Maharaj, the deer, and Jadabharat.
Yeah, he also says there are shlokas in Vishnu Purana itself that he is made to carry a palanquin and all that. He says it's all because of my prarabdha karma that I am doing all this. He knows that. All these are told.
Can I ask a question on one of the previous classes?
Yeah.
Class? We learned that whatever has a name and a form has also a jivatma inside.
Yes.
So I was wondering, like a seed or a sprout, when you make a moon sprout, so this also has a jivatma,
Yes.
and when it begins to sprout, is this the same jivatma sprouting or a new jivatma is entering?
There is one jivatma who is the controller of that tree or a sprout. There could be many other jivatmas also inside there. who are not having this as a body, but they are under transgression. They are passing from one body to another body. They may be there everywhere. We don't know. So when we cut the branch of a tree, for example, the tree, the Jivatma in the tree will still be there, but the branch will have also a Jivatma. It can have a Jivatma because it has a name and form. So this is written by Bhagavad Ramanuja in his Vedanta Sangraha very clearly. Anything that has a name and form can have a Jivatman and will have a Jivatman and Paramatman also.
So also a seed, when we put a seed into water, the
Seed
seed
has, seed also will have. Yes. Seed is one way. A Jivatma comes from heaven. When they come down, they get into a seed and then they become rice or whatever it is. Somebody eats it, and then that is how the cycle of birth happens. Like that. That is explained in Chandogya Upanishad and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The entire cycle is explained, called Panchagni Vidya, it's called.
So it's basically the same Atma which gets them sprouted.
Yeah, that is true. That is the same Atma.
Adiyan Swami. These two terms, Sharanagati and Prapatti, can they be used interchangeably?
Yes, they are synonyms, basically.
Okay. And another question is, you said Prapatti, it can be done only once.
Yeah. For a particular fruit, for liberation, for example.
Huh.
When I do for liberation, I will do only once because there is no benefit beyond liberation. For money, if somebody is doing prapatti, they can do many times.
Okay. Like suppose now I have done Prapatti for moksha. But then in the daily life, we get carried away and sometimes we do things that probably shouldn't be done. Then we
have to do what is called prayashchitta prapatti. It is called prayashchitta prapatti, which is for aparadha kshamapana, for praying, pardon us from knowingly whatever we have done, things and other things. Just requesting pardon. That's all. It's not atma samarpana.
Okay.
Requesting pardon. So that we can do any number of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And suppose like for our children or someone, like we would, the way we have done prapati, we wish that they also come into this path. Then how?
We can do prapati also for that.
Okay.
We can pray. We can pray through an acharya to the Lord, and he will request the Lord. Yeah.
Okay.
Some things. Any Sri Vaishnava do prapatti in the feet of Lord Sriman Narayana. His 21 generation get moksha. Is it true or is it which purpose?
That is actually, that tells the greatness of prapatti. That is not really, in reality, it is not. So every individual self has to do separately. It's very clear.
And then I hear that anybody who don't want moksha, who don't want liberation, he don't get the liberation.
No.
So that
correct. So 3 generations will get moksha, means they will get the right set of mind, right knowledge. They will go and approach an acharya and they will do prapatti and get liberation. That is the meaning you have to take there.
Yes, but if it was true, means 21 generation get liberation. So I think we are not baddha in that time if it was actually true.
No, the 21 that generation and all is telling for the greatness of prapatti only. It is not, in reality, you should not take like that. Everybody has to do prapatti independently. One does means all the people will get liberated. That is not in how you should understand. That is, they will get to be in the favorable path, and then they will approach they will get an acharya, they will perform means, and then only they will get liberated. So every individual has to do separately. There is no doubt about it.
Jai Srimanarayan.
Yeah.
Srimati Ramanujan.
There are no more questions. I'll conclude today's Shri Krishna.